Sometimes there are situations even the internet can't help you. Mystery Review 1, today on World of Stuff. Let's start off with the basic facts. These are Mighty Max style playsets involving robots. They're indeed shaped like spaceships. I know that on the bottom here there is a copyright under the company name of Hinstar, and that they are made in China. That doesn't exactly say much though. Were these budget store versions? Were they a failed toy line? Were they some sort of knockoff? I really don't know. Anyway, let's open these up and take a look inside. The hinges here are rather loose. It's not so bad on the flying saucer because it folds out like that. But on the blue shuttle, it's supposed to do that, but it really doesn't do it very well because the hinge is so loose. It's really quite bizarre. Neat, but bizarre. What's really interesting about the shuttle set is it actually has some moving parts to it. The little satellite dish here, it moves up and down, and it even has a little elevator. Although you have to prop it up against something because, like I mentioned earlier, the hinge isn't all that strong, but still rather neat, if very strange. Taking a quick look at the crews themselves, the shuttle crew has a silver-like paint, which is plastic, and while the UFO has more of a bronze color. Now I should mention that 6 of the 8 crew members on each of these are essentially the same. Only 2 of them actually are different from each other. On the UFO crew, it's these 2 right here. On the shuttle crew, it is these 2. How big a difference that really makes to you is up to you, as is the makeup and the hierarchy of the crews themselves. The details on the crews on each figure is actually fairly nice. I will admit that the articulation on these is non-existent, but the molding on these is actually fairly nice. The only real discrepancy is with the winged one on the UFO crew. Obviously one of his wings here is a little bit warped, as opposed to the one on the shuttle crew, which has 2 full wings. Now there are little molding flash on each of these as well, but a pair of clippers and you're pretty much set to go on that. Onto the details of the ships themselves. On the insides there is quite a bit of paintwork to bring out the details on these things. I'm guessing that this is a command chair. It has some nice little guns here. None of this stuff moves on the UFO, as I mentioned earlier. Turning around, well, obviously since this is the bottom of the ship, it doesn't need that much detail. And on the top of the UFO, it's strange, but it's nice. Getting on back to the shuttle here, again, more paintwork. Little takeoff ramps. Why you'd want those on a ship, I don't entirely know. But it does have missiles on its inside. Very nice paint on the crew chamber here. And again, the elevator. It's kind of neat, but you get the idea. And again, more paintwork here on the top to bring out some very nice details on it. And nothing on the bottom again, but still rather nice. Really makes me wish I knew more about these things. Obviously, one major sticking point with these micro playsets is that it required a little thing called imagination. Obviously, some people have a lot more of it than others, so the enjoyment a person would get out of these was really dependent on how much imagination they had. Although, given the amount of figures, it did help quite a bit. Well, I guess that wraps this up. Any information, feel free to post in the comments. A link, a website, anything that would be helpful to recognize these figures. I'll put it in annotations later, as well as a thank you to the individual who was able to supply me with that information. Well, I guess that wraps this up. Have a good night.